canal where people used to have their warehouses and then they would live on the Gentleman's Canal. De club Lelie over de Keizers. And then here on the corner you have quite an outstanding building. It was built by the first Dutch insurance bank. Well, not very interesting, but what is interesting is how they invented here in Amsterdam at least advertisement. After the bridge you will see this really nice mosaic. It's over there. And what you see is an angel, a mother which is very sick, about to die, and a little child. And the insurance banks, they kind of abused religion to force people to buy their insurances, because the angel would say, well, little girl, you don't have to care because mommy bought you a life insurance, so we will take care of you. And ironically enough, this building also during World War II was the headquarters of the Gestapo, so the Nazis. And Anne Frank's house is just around the corner, like 30 meters from here.
People are doing this.
But
Kısa resme bakşiş.
Ah, şu.
Kısa biraz saklı resme bakşiş. Parti farkı çok. Da bakşişi pençeye.
Ja, to stary się baza, kufle.
Da mami bakşişi pençeye. Te gândești când timp ce uiți?
Toată lumea e pe bărci.
Încă o dată o să
Full toată. Măi, mă, asta e lișiță, mă, nu e lișiță. Ar face poză la țavă aia, la ce dracu face. Zici și tu.
Uite, încă o dată.
Le bă, dar s-a băgat și ea, să acosteze.
So now we're on the Prince Canal, the most outer of the main canals. This is Anne Frank's house, by the way, so that's why it's quite busy there. And behind it lies the Jordan, the Jordan in Dutch, named after the French word jardin, the garden, because it's quite green. And this is really a beautiful area to pass by. It's full of these very small canals, very romantic streets, and it's one of the few very authentic areas here in the city center where people from here go out for dinner or for a drink or so. And then here on the left we're passing by the Western Church and the Western Tower. The Western Church is the highest building in the city center. Once these churches were all used for navigation, for ships. And so they made this unwritten law that you could not build higher than the Western Tower. If we pass by it and you look back, you can see how beautiful the crown on top of it is. was a gift by the Austrian King Maximilian because he owed something to the Dutch government.
Da.
However, we're not sure why.
Să vezi ce coroană frumoasă are biserica asta. Treci. Da, nu văd. Am văzut. Vezi ce coroană mișto e acolo la
Da,
biserică.
e sus și jos.
I-a dat un cadou de austrieci. Jos sunt vreo 4. Nu e frig afară?
Nu, era foarte cald. Era mai bine.
Să fie o zi aici, să vii la
Nu se uită asta la podea.
în sfârșit găsim niște sticlare, niște sticlare.
Dar păi la ce te ajută?
Dar mișto ăla, că la mine mă stă jos. Hai, dar sunt distanță și prea mare.
La urmă, dacă reușim să mai ajungem la aia, în Amsterdam, să facem foaia.
Central Station, asta e. Ai acolo ca un spot în telefon, cum e la hotelul Pens sau nu știu cum. Te cheamă aici? Sau hai și noi afară. Dacă merg acolo nu mai aud explicațiile.
Așa se stă pe scaun afară.
Păi mă uitam.
And these are floating houses?
Yes, yeah. So these are our houseboats. There's 2,500 of them in Amsterdam. There are, well, 90% of them is permanently used to live in. The rest is rented out via Airbnb and so. And it's actually quite comfortable. It's similar to a house in the sense that it's all connected to sewage, electricity, streaming water. And here in the 70s it started as obviously a cheap alternative for housing, as the people or the city in general was quite poor. And over time, especially in the last 15 years, it really became hyped. And yeah, it really became like a super popular thing. So you here in this canal have quite an interesting mixture of people living, people in already in the 70s obtained this very cheap contract and still live here, and people who've in the last 15 years or so obtained one for fortunes. So some people really pay over $1 million for the whole package. Well,
For 20 years, 30 years or what?
no, yeah. So the boat
For
is
life, for them.
so yeah, the boat is owned, and then the spot is based on a lease contract, but mostly it's lifelong to ensure that the value stays the same.
Owner's life or the boat's life?
No, the owner's life. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because the boat can be changed. The boat is separated in that sense from the spot.
And you only can stay here.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. No, the thing is, it's also quite a hassle to leave, because mostly they're connected with steel strings and so to the walls to stabilize them. And next to that, most old ships, for instance, they don't even have engines anymore, because now they use the engine room for extra storage or whatever.
Yeah. We are making kind of a circle now.
Yeah.
Yeah, connected.
Yeah. So the main reason why the city center, or at least the canals, have such an authentic look is because basically everything is registered as monuments, and also big parts of the main canals, especially on the Gentleman's Canal, which we left, are UNESCO protected. So there's very strict rules on what you can and what you can't, and basically the least thing you could do is tear something down and build something new. However, after the war, the city was quite poor, and in the 70s, 80s was like a global crisis, of course. There was very little money, so there were even plans to tear down this whole canal belt because the state was so bad, and to redesign, to redo it in a more efficient way. Well, that they didn't do, luckily enough. However, this is the reason why you see a few of these very newish, totally different looking buildings, because some buildings actually had to be teared down because their state was simply so bad that they couldn't renovate it. And so they used these relatively cheap new ways of building in the 70s. Now if they would do such a thing, they would never build in such a way, but they would really do it in the old-fashioned way again. De Prins over de Leidse in de club.
Já fosse passa. Barca.
What is this?
This is the former Palace of Justice, so former courthouse. Now it's not empty because there's now like this in between period, like there's people living in there and having there's creative workspaces and so, but it's all temporary. It's bought up by a Chinese investment bank or investment company, and they're planning to build one of the most luxurious hotels.
Of course they are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Here in the city. Yeah. So do you have any other plans for today?
I would like to visit Central Station.
Yeah.
We want to go to the side. I am Amsterdam.
Oh yeah. Which is nowadays, it used to be a museum square, but there it's gone. It is at the station, right? Isn't it? No?
At Central Station.
No? It is, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's right in front of it. Yeah, it's really easy to get there actually. I don't know where you park the car, but like from where you get off the boat, it's like a 15-20 minutes walk.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah. Do you have any other plans today?
Not really. No, I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, it's a good day. A good day to be outside looking around, right?
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
try to find a good place to listen to some music or something later.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Have a few beers.
Yeah, like what I said, the Jordaan is really a nice area to do so. Like you have the Western Street. There you have a lot of bars and also I think with live music.
Yeah.
And a lot of these bistros and so where, yeah, I don't know, locals go for a drink.
Lots of people come here to smoke a bit.
Yes.
Marijuana. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I don't want to try it, but
Yeah, it's yeah, true. Apparently 40% of the tourists which come to Amsterdam mainly come to see the red light district.
yeah.
And there are also a lot of coffee shops and so. Yeah, I don't know, it's a bit annoying I find, because it's such a beautiful city, so it's a shame that people come mainly for that. But on the other hand, it's also part of our culture.
But it's not only that.
No, exactly, no. So yeah, it blurs a bit the beautiful side of the city. By the way, these are old warehouses, the buildings with the shutters. Yeah, you see them throughout the city. And nowadays they are some of the most popular places to live in, as they're really spacious from the inside.
To rent. To rent and live.
Yeah, or to buy.
To pay rent.
Yeah, a lot of them are split up, so every floor is a different apartment.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah,
And how
Yeah,
much?
they're really
How
nice.
much is the rent here?
high, really high. And the rent,
1,000, 1,500.
yeah, depend. Like I think for for a one-bedroom apartment here with a little living, so like 40-50 square meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at least 2,000 euros.
2,000.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, here, yeah. Like it really depends where in the city, but here on the main canals, yeah. I think the square meter price here for sale on the Prince Canal is in between 8 and 10,000 euros the square meter. So and then on the Gentleman's Canal where we started, like it's even more. There, like yeah, last year there was a house sold for 17 million euros. Like it's, yeah, but who on earth can afford it? You know, so there's a lot of foreign investors buying up such places. Yeah,
Very poor people are.
yeah.
Still they manage to live here.
Sorry?
Still they manage to live here, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but there's like, as I said, this like it has changed quite rapidly. Like in the 80s, there were these plans to redo this whole area. So there's a lot of people back then who obtained